It's cold out the door this morning, gang, but even colder air on the way. A first alert weather day in effect tomorrow morning. I'll show you just how low the wind chill dips coming up.
Breaking traffic news in West County with Interstate 270 northbound shut down right now. This is going to have a huge impact for this morning drive. Plus, another multi-vehicle crash in Illinois impacting people heading to the downtown bridges.
Breaking overnight, a fire in another vacant building in South City. The second fire in this building in just 12 hours. I'll have the latest from officials just ahead.
And a new push to the Missouri State Capitol could reward inmates for good behavior with an early release. How a former inmate says it could help and why both sides of the aisle are actually supporting it.
Live, First Alert 4 starts now.
You've made it to Friday. Congratulations. Glad you're starting off your morning with us, everyone. For First Alert 4, I'm Maurice Drummond.
I'm Claire Kelton alongside Matt Chambers, Paige Holsey. We'll get to these dangerously cold temps in just a moment, but we got a big mess on 270.
Yeah, this is going to have a huge impact. I mean, you know how quickly things can back up on 270 if one lane's closed or two. We're talking a shutdown of 270 northbound right now. I saw at least 5 cars involved, and I'm also hearing just as many cars involved in that crash over in Illinois. So we're going to show you both scenes after we hear more about this forecast.
Okay, we don't want to keep you waiting for that, so give me about a minute to prep you for weather for the day ahead. If you're like me, you've got that set of cold weather gear that's so thick, so heavy, so warm, you only break it out a few times a year. Well, I'd say the next few mornings, it's time, gang. I mean, we've got current temperatures down in the single digits. We're below 0 in Litchfield, where it's -3. It's 7 in St. Louis, 11 degrees in Arnold. Thankfully, the winds are relatively light. So remember, I mentioned it's 7 in St. Louis. That's the wind chill as well, meaning there is no wind chill. But in the colder spots, it only takes a little gust of wind to really knock those wind chills down. Yikes, Litchfield feels like -18 right now. Baseball, anyone? Yeah, I didn't think so. No, we are snowy in the belly of baseball heaven here. Busch Stadium still snow covered across all the turf there. 7 degrees is your current temperature downtown. So out the door, single digits. Wind chill in spots is below 0. It's going to be a mixture of cloud cover and sunshine today with highs only in the teens. Some flurries possible this afternoon. Don't go into panic mode if you see that. Doesn't look like it'll be very impactful. So not too concerned about that. More concerned about the temperatures. Even with the sunshine, once that sun comes up, there's going to be a lot of it today, at least this morning. North wind at 5, keeping that wind chill right around 0 or a little below. Look at the highs this afternoon. Not very high, gang. Mid-70s, maybe, I'm sorry, mid-70s. Woo, is that wishful thinking? Mid-teens, I saw the 17 in U City and 17 in St. Louis, too. Partly sunny, just a few flurries. The warmest the wind chill gets today is only between 5 and 10 degrees this afternoon. Now, next week looks a little better, right? It's an improvement, but before we get there, a brutally cold weekend, and I'll walk you through that coming up in just a few minutes. Boy, do we have trouble on 270, Paige.
Yeah, Matt, if you or anyone you know usually takes 270 between 6 and 7 a.m., tell them take an alternate route. Mark Griffin's trying to identify what that best alternate route would be. We'll hear from him in a bit. But for now, what you need to know is 270 northbound is shut down between Manchester and Clayton Road. This is a live look at that scene, and you see first responders spanning the entire width, all lanes, because we saw at least 2 cars on the right shoulder, 2 in the center lanes. Another car crashed into the median on the left. So at least 5 vehicles involved in this crash that has shut down 270 northbound between Manchester and Clayton Road. This is the view from Clayton Road looking to the south. So all of that traffic, they're not going anywhere. Too late for them to get off the interstate, and they cannot get through right now. So again, just north of 44 through 64, avoid that stretch of 270 northbound. The other major crash that we're tracking this morning is in Illinois. It's on 55 southbound or 70 westbound right at Illinois Route 203. And look at this backup now extending to Illinois Route 111. Our Drew Mitchell has made his way there. He is now sitting, approaching that crash scene, which I believe will be up ahead on the left. You and I are going to see this together for the first time. He said that when he got eyes on it earlier, it looked like there might have been a flatbed truck of some sort involved, but it's also being reported as a multi-vehicle crash. So again, we're seeing, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here again, we have 5 vehicles involved. 6, and it looks like they are bumper to bumper with damage to both the front and backs of all of those vehicles. So that's what's happening in Illinois as you approach the downtown bridges, and then it looks like more vehicles potentially involved up ahead here. If you can get to the bridges, you'll cross them okay, but it's just getting there that is a problem on 5570 this morning. Our team traffic coverage of these 2 incidents will continue in just a bit, but for now, this traffic report brought to you by Morgan & Morgan.
Yeah, proof right there. Things change so quickly and they can have just a big impact. All right, Paige, we are following also breaking news this morning out of South St. Louis City. Certainly a lot happening while folks were sleeping overnight. Crews responding to a fire at a building that we know has a history of problems.
First Alert 4's Haley Kirby. She is live on that scene for us with the latest. Haley?
Mo, Claire, we know one person was rescued from inside of this building after a fire broke out earlier this morning. Now, right now we're on South Grand in Dutchtown. The crews have left since this fire broke out, but you can see scorch marks are still left behind. I did get a chance to speak with the battalion chief while they were still here. He tells me this is the second time fire crews have been called here in just the last 12 hours. The first was at around 7 p.m. for a fire in the basement. That second call came in around 3 when that fire was pouring out of the first and second floors. One person was pulled from the 3rd floor of this building. They were taken to the hospital for minor burns. Fire officials tell me this building is a problem spot for warming fires and has continued to be over the last few years. Just a few months ago in October, crews were called here and a man was found dead inside. The back part of this building has also been collapsed for several years now. That was caused by a different fire. That collapse makes it dangerous not only for people to be inside, but for crews called here to also go inside. Now, Alderman Shane Cohn, he's the one who represents this district. We've spoken to him about this building in the past several times. Now, he tells me that the neighborhood organization here has tried to find a solution to this problem. They've reached out to the owner. They're currently in litigation. They're suing the owner right now, which means that the owner will either have to make improvements to this site or the neighborhood organization will have that authority to make the improvements and then bill that owner. We are planning to reach out to Alderman Cohn today and other people in the neighborhood to see what they're thinking about this. And of course, we'll always bring you those updates. For now, I'm live in Dutchtown. Haley Kirby, First Alert 4.
Thank you for those latest details, Haley.
Also breaking overnight, a police pursuit that started here in the Metro East, ending with this crash at North St. Louis. Our crew here at Union and Bircher, just off of Interstate 70. We talked with officials there on scene telling us about 2 o'clock this morning, Granite City Police started the pursuit. Well, then officers from Madison, Illinois joined. The pursuit then crossing state lines into Missouri. Investigators say when the suspect got off at Union, a Madison officer did a pit maneuver. And what that is, it's basically when the officer intentionally hits the suspect's car to stop it. After that, the driver got out of the car, was hit by an officer, but police say that individual's injuries do not appear to be life-threatening, though right now we are still working to find out what started the pursuit out of Granite City in the first place.
This morning, a man is in the hospital after he was hit on St. Louis County Road. This happened just before 8 o'clock last night near Hall's Ferry Road and Sundown Drive in Jennings. St. Louis County police say the man was in the roadway when he was struck. We are told that he was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Right now, we're working to learn more about the driver. We also have an update to the shooting at a funeral home in Ferguson. Right now, a man is facing charges for this incident that left 6 people injured. Prosecutors are charging D'Angelo Taylor for this crime. And according to court documents, eyewitnesses identified Taylor as one of the shooters. He's currently being held at the St. Louis County Jail on a $750,000 cash bond.
Happening today, a local Boy Scout leader accused of possessing child pornography will be in court. Caleb Rickers, a Boy Scout leader in Millstadt, facing 15 counts of possessing child sexual abuse materials. According to the Illinois Attorney General's office, Rickers is affiliated with Boy Scout Troop 8622. He will go before a judge at 10 o'clock this morning for a detention hearing.
Former inmates are appealing to Missouri lawmakers and asking for a change in the prison system. Bo Cornelius served his time in prison after killing someone while driving drunk. Cornelius made some changes to his life after that incident, but Missouri doesn't offer a commuted sentence for those who are reformed in prison. So now he's hoping that a good time credit bill will actually change that.
I went to prison at 40, an alcoholic, but I was a dad and a father, and I wanted to get back to being a dad and a father. I didn't need to go to a criminal factory to do that. I needed to go somewhere to get better.
Whatever the judge is sentencing you to, you will have some degree of transparency and certainty about how much time you're going to serve. So I think that's step one.
The bill takes after a policy adopted by the Trump administration called the First Step Act. Both Republican and Democratic lawmakers support it.
Well, the Department of Justice has launched an online portal for those impacted by nuclear waste from the Manhattan Project dumped here in our region. Last year, the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act, also called RECA, was expanded to cover areas like Coldwater Creek. Now, those who developed cancer or other illnesses as a result of exposure to the radioactive waste can get money. The Department of Justice's portal allows you to do a number of things, including check your eligibility and, take that first step, just apply. You can also check the status of your applications on the site. You can learn more by heading to the website reca.justice.gov. Okay, it has been a week in terms of the winter weather, and we're like losing track of days. Like, what day is it?
I would say so.
Yeah, we are here,
been.
yes, to remind you that today is Friday.
Today is Friday. Get ready for that weekend. We're helping you plan ahead for the weekend with a preview of some events that you and your family can enjoy.
I mean, it's been chaotic down here the last couple days.
St. Louis County Street going unplowed for days after the winter storm. We're hearing from concerned residents who fear that their safety is now at risk.
This is a pretty significant temperature swing coming our way this weekend, from a high of 18 on Saturday to 30 on Sunday. And that is the start of a gradual warming trend, but it's the numbers you don't see on this graphic, the overnight lows, the early morning frigid temperatures that have us a little worried. That's why Saturday's highlighted red as a first alert weather day. I'll show you just how cold I think it's going to get coming up.
And a traffic alert with Interstate 270 still shut down in the northbound direction near Manchester. At least a half a dozen cars involved in this crash, as well as just as many involved in a crash in Illinois heading toward the downtown bridges. We'll have a closer look at both with team traffic coverage when we come back.
This edition of First Alert 4 is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen. Learn more at rbastl.com.
You wouldn't have your ex officiate your wedding.
Do you, Jake? Liar, cheater, gaslighter.
So why have anyone but America's largest injury law firm handle your injury case? Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Whether it's a quick escape or the adventure of a lifetime, there's an RV built for your journey. Find yours from St. Louis's most trusted dealers at the STL RV Travel Show at the America's Center.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey.
You know what I'm thinking?
What are you thinking?
Hawks, Pelicans, Raptors, dinosaur parlay.
Okay.
I feel like mascots should affect the over-under, no? Try saying player props 3 times fast. Player props, player props, player props. A little easier than I thought it was going to be. I don't know. Ooh, betting in space? I'll be honest, I think the moon's overrated. I'm sorry. Back to my original thought.
Oh, my God.
New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win.
Amini's is growing, and we're proud to announce our new fulfillment center. This 50,000 square foot facility brings you the biggest warehouse moving sale. Yes, the biggest. Save on traditional and infrared sauna, saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, and more. Save up to 50% on indoor and outdoor furniture, lighting, game room, and arcade. Area rugs are 60 to 80% off. Now is the time to get that sauna you've been waiting for. It's our huge warehouse moving sale at all our locations. This is Amini's.
The pain was so much that I couldn't really focus on my job.
Plantar fasciitis. I just was not a happy person.
And I saw the Good Feet store.
And then all of a sudden, I just get these arch supports.
I'm just happier. I feel happier.
It was amazing.
It's a lot easier to be nice when you're not uncomfortable. It's pretty awesome.
The arch supports are never coming out of my shoes.
Nothing worked for me until I walked into that store. It changed my life.
I don't really know if I could put a price on that.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
It was absolutely amazingly divine.
I thought I was going to heaven.
Breathtaking. It is absolutely stunning.
I feel better about the world. I feel uplifted.
I have never seen a production any better than this anywhere.
This has just been therapy for the soul.
It's a must-see. Must-see.
Make sure you see it. Make sure you see it.
神韵
Coming to Stiefel Theater, March 21st and 22nd. Shenyun.com.
A traffic alert with two huge traffic stories this morning. This one going to impact thousands of drivers this morning. Right now, Interstate 270 northbound is shut down at Manchester. Look at this view. It is a standstill on the interstate with first responders spanning the width of the entire interstate between Manchester and Clayton Road. I saw at least 5, if not 6 or more cars involved in this crash from the left side up against the concrete wall to the right shoulder as well. This is the view looking the opposite direction south of Clayton Road, and southbound 270 wide open, not impacted other than people slowing to see what is going on the other side of the interstate. Traffic now backing up well south of Doherty Ferry. At the latest, get off at Doherty Ferry. I would even avoid 270 up until that point as well. If you want to take Lindbergh or if you're coming from the west, 141, avoid 270 northbound this morning. The other big traffic story is in Illinois. It is a crash on 55 southbound, 70 westbound at Exchange. It's close to 203, but that backup now extending to Illinois Route 111. This is a live look from our Drew Mitchell, who is nearby, and you can see first responders still on scene of that crash that also involved at least 6 vehicles. In fact, Drew drove by it, and we have some video showing all the damaged vehicles that you're going to see on the left of your screen. And you can see how they just went head to tail there, running into one another, including a flatbed truck that was involved in that crash. So delays expected right now approaching the downtown bridges again from 5570. Let's get back to that crash in West County in Town and Country. Mark Griffin joins us there live. And Mark, I mean, we saw first responders trying to get there, but all that snow built up on the shoulders is making that even more difficult.
It certainly is, Paige. I tell you what, I doubt that this accident is related to the snow that we received earlier this week. I can tell you what, the response is definitely affected. Let me widen out here and I'll show you what I mean. Right here, you and I watched this live as a tow truck trying to get to the area to clear it. Typically, they will take the shoulder and make their way past traffic on the shoulder. Obviously, they can't do that. The snow is piled up on the shoulder, so lights and sirens were blaring to get people to move out of the way as the tow truck tried to make its way northbound on 270. No easy task right now. As you mentioned, at least 5 cars involved in an accident north of Manchester, which is really backing things up on 270. I was able to get off on Doherty Ferry. So let me give you my advice for traveling northbound this morning if you live south of Manchester and you need to get to 64. I would either take Lindbergh or 141 to get there. However, if you're already out the door, if you're already on 270 and you're listening to us on the app, what I would do is get off on Doherty Ferry, then take Ballas up to 64, and that will get you past this. That was not a lot of traffic on Ballas when I made my way there, and it got me to where I needed to get to on Manchester. And right now I'm on the J.J. Kelly overpass looking north. But again, this looks like it could be quite a while to clear this out. Just hundreds and hundreds of cars caught in this backup right now. Paige?
Yeah, Mark, thank you so much for that view of this crash. Again, this coming out at 5:40. MoDOT expecting an hour before it's cleared. And as Mark said, whether or not likely the impact of this crash, but it is impacting the response, Matt, because all that snow on the shoulder hasn't had a chance to melt and crews haven't been able to clear it off.
Yeah, those usual sort of emergency routes, if you want to think about it like that, are obstructed. So it's going to be slower than usual to clear that situation. Of course, 270 is so busy this time of day, all times of day, but right now especially. Paige will stay on top of that for us. Here in the Weather Center, it's all about bundling up this weekend. I don't care what you have going on. If you're going outside, you want to layer up all the way through at least Sunday morning. Then we start to get a little relief in terms of the extreme cold. But here's what's happening. Big area of cold, low pressure anchored over the Great Lakes right now. We're already kind of in the cold southwestern quadrant of this thing, but watch what happens over the next 24 hours. A pocket of even colder air slowly but gradually makes its way down the Mississippi River Valley. I think the coldest feel of the weekend will be tomorrow morning. That's why Saturday morning is a first alert weather day. Wind chills are looking to go double digits below zero tomorrow morning. We're not far from that this morning, but we're not quite that bad. Look at the actual temperature, -3 in Litchfield. It's 7 in St. Louis. You get into some double digits down here, but that's still very cold. Farmington at 12, Bloomsdale around 12. It's 6 in Centralia and 2 in Troy, Missouri. Thankfully, there is not much wind this morning. We've got winds out of the north and northwest at like 3-4 miles per hour. So while the wind chill is registering with our sensors and our calculations, it's really not that big a deal, except for the colder pocket of our viewing area. Litchfield again, actual temp below 0. Wind chill right now is -17. That one hurts, doesn't it? Here's Shiloh, Illinois, and I know you look at the light on the horizon, you think, oh, it looks really cloudy. Most of these clouds are the high, thin variety, and I think there's going to be a lot of sunshine, actually, once that sun comes up. But for now, it is 7 degrees, and we'll call it partly cloudy out there in the Metro East at the moment. 8 degrees at 9 a.m., but feeling like 0, mostly sunny. Again, winds generally light through most of the day today. It's 12 at lunchtime, but it feels like about 4 under mostly sunny skies. And then the clouds start to pile in just a little bit more this afternoon and this evening, and there's a chance you might see a couple of flurries, especially mid to late afternoon into the evening, and mainly south of I-70. Even if you do, though, we're not worried about travel impacts. There's just such dry air in place. I don't think we'd see anything that would accumulate. Now, let's head into the weekend. Saturday is a first alert weather day because of the morning wind chill, although the afternoon is cold as well. 18 degrees and mostly sunny. But look at these wind chills. 12 below 0 at 6 in the morning, still below 0 at 10 a.m. before we finally go on the plus side of 0 wind chill wise tomorrow afternoon. Sunday, look at the morning low, 4 degrees. That's the same low I'm predicting on Saturday. So why no first alert weather day here? Well, because the winds are going to be a whole lot lighter. So wind chill not much of a factor. And the afternoon is warmer, or should I say not as cold, right? Up to about 30. Could be some flurries or some light snow around in the afternoon and evening. But again, that does not look impactful, kind of like what we're expecting a little later on today. Next week, these temperatures are a little easier to stomach. They're not great, but they're better. 36 for the high on Monday. Tuesday could be a little cooler Wednesday. And I think we're getting into the low 40s by Friday afternoon. So again, if we can get through, say, the next 2.5 days, there is light at the end of the tunnel. 36 on Monday. Still looking at that chance of a little wintry mix here from late Tuesday into Wednesday. Let's keep an eye on that. That temporarily knocks temperatures back down a little bit. But hey, some 40s on the board finally by the end of next week, and looking relatively quiet into the following weekend as well. Page continues to track major traffic trouble on 270. We've got your weather, we've got your news headlines. Stick around as First Alert 4 continues.
It's First Alert 4 on. The team you trust on all your favorite streaming platforms.
Just search First Alert 4 wherever you stream.
Because we're on it.
First Alert 4 still on weekdays after 7 a.m.
With weather, news, and traffic you need to plan your day.
This will impact you, plus extra content from First Alert 4 you will only find on streaming.
First Alert 4 on, streaming now.
Peter Van here. You know, I thought growing up would be the worst, but then I found a way to hack adulthood. It's called AAA. With AAA, it's all about the perks, just like being a kid, except with better snacks and no bedtime. Yes, it pays to be a member.
No matter where you live in the Midwest, listen up. Jim Butler Chevrolet is putting amazing savings on the map with better pricing, more trade-in value, and more financing options than you'll find for miles around. It's no wonder Jim Butler has been #1 in the whole region for over 10 years. Shop our huge selection online or stop by our showroom in Fenton, Missouri. Come see why we're worth the drive and get ready for amazing savings. Because
Jim Butler is the Chevy powerhouse.
I got some ideas.
Okay.
Time out? No. Time in. I feel like mascots should affect the over-under. Ooh. Betting in space?
New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win.
Whether it's a quick escape or the adventure of a lifetime, there's an RV built for your journey. Find yours from St. Louis's most trusted dealers at the STL RV Travel Show at the America's Center.
I don't know if the world knows this, but kids are expensive. And when we found out we were pregnant, of course, we were looking for any ways to slash bills.
And making sure we only had what we needed so that everything was less stressful.
And saving money with our internet bill really helped us out a lot. Came to Spectrum because we were with AT&T before, and Spectrum just had better deals.
That money we saved with Spectrum just added to what we could repurpose for our daughter.
Real customers, real savings. To see how much you can save, visit spectrum.com/save.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter
high-tech features, and excellent reliability. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a $289 per month lease or 2.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V all-wheel drive LX.
Ensuring life's journey and experiences along the way. AAA, we're always with you.
Welcome back. All right, as the temperatures fall, Matt was just walking us through that forecast. Some residents in North St. Louis County are concerned about the changing conditions, in particular this weekend. And we're talking about folks on Bell Ridge Court in Jennings. As you see here in the video beside me, they tell us their street hasn't been plowed since last weekend's snowstorm. So they told us they did contact city leaders many times throughout the week. Residents worry that people can't get in and out if there's an emergency.
With all of this, since the temperature is supposed to redrop again, this is going to refreeze. Okay? Now, unless they come down here and do some salt and get some of this up, we're going to go through the same situation again this weekend.
They reached out to us, so we reached out to city leaders, in particular Councilmember Lorraine Clower, who represents Ward 4, that is this area. We asked why the street hasn't been plowed, but as of this morning, we are still waiting to hear back. First Alert 4 also helping you plan out your weekend ahead if you're interested in getting out and about.
Sure. We're going to have a look at a few things that are going to be happening across the St. Louis area this weekend. You can see some different kind of orchids at the Missouri Botanical Garden. Their annual orchid show starts tomorrow and includes over 5,000 plants and nearly 700 kinds of orchids. The show is from 9 until 5 and runs through March the 1st.
And you can also check out ice sculptures this weekend. How appropriate is that? During the Loop Ice Carnival taking place Saturday from 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. right there along the Del Mar Loop. Video from years past on your screen right now. More than 40 ice sculptures. Carnival games, folks dressed in costumes for live performances. And to help you try to stay warm, try in quotes there will be a hot chocolate bar and propane heaters throughout the district tomorrow. Well, 4 people injured after a helicopter crash in Franklin County.
Yeah, we're going to tell you why this accident is really raising concerns about similar incidents that's happening in our area.
And still following breaking traffic news with Interstate 270 northbound shut down. This is a live look at that view near Manchester, plus another 6-car crash over in Illinois. We have team coverage of both when we come back.
Tune in for a Hell's Kitchen performance on our stage at 9.
SSM Health welcomes the St. Louis Golf Expo, January 30th through February 1st at the St. Charles Convention Center. Get bonus golf, pro tour tickets, and more while they last. Don't miss our sales on golf's biggest brands. Tickets and bonus golf at stlouisgolfexpo.com.
Early birds get the vacation rental. Book your week-long stay early on Vrbo and save over $530. That's the way to 30A. Vrbo. Book early and save.
Big deals, bold rides, and a whole lot of heart. Cardinal Buick GMC loves you, STL. And right now, start the year in a Ford Escape or GMC Terrain for just $289 a month. Plus drive for just $55 down today. Shop online at cardinalbuickgmc.com.
At Success Vision, I bought 2 pairs of glasses for $39, and they were ready in an hour.
I did the 2 sets of glasses for just $39.
I got 2 pairs of no-line bifocals for $79.
No-line bifocals are usually like $250, but because they make them here in the store, you can get 2 pairs for $79 in just a couple of hours.
You'll spend way less at Success Vision, but what I love is same-day service.
2 pairs for $39 in an hour for less. Come see us today, Success Vision Express.
At Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers, we'll keep you rolling through the winter with the best prices in town on tires and our fixed forever warranty on expert auto services at gotodobbs.com.
Are you ready to start your career? Visit our website to learn more.
I'm Kent Earhart, inviting you to join me on October 7th as we journey to iconic Italy with Colette. Enjoy a wonderful 7-night stay in Montecatini Terme, the famous resort town nestled in the heart of the rolling hills of Tuscany. See the cultural treasures of Florence, Pisa, and the lovely Lucca. We'll enjoy the old world charm, plus even have a special chef-led cooking class. You'll have the time of your life in the real Italy. To learn more, visit FirstAlert4.com or call Colette.
First Alert Traffic is brought to you by Southern Illinois University Edwardsville. Own tomorrow.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Here's tonight's primetime lineup, brought to you by Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Birdie, Malhotra, Brusati, and Royer. Call the doctors today.
Breaking traffic news after a nearly hour-long shutdown of Interstate 270 northbound. We're now seeing one lane get through, but there are still extensive backups, plus some troubles for first responders trying to get to this crash, as well as a 6-car crash in Illinois. Our team coverage of both coming up.
That is a mess, Paige. Warmer weather on the horizon, but in order to get there, boy, we're going to have to push through this. Another shot of Arctic air. How low wind chills will go during tomorrow's First Alert Weather Day coming up.
Also ahead, federal investigators, boots on the ground in just a matter of hours this morning for that helicopter that crashed in Sullivan yesterday. But it's not the first crash we have seen happen in our area like this.
And pay raises potentially coming to the St. Louis Metropolitan Police officers, but there are concerns surrounding the boost in pay. How the city compares to surrounding areas when it comes to officer pay.
Live. First Alert 4 starts now.
Off to a busy start to your Friday here on First Alert 4.
Yeah, things are changing. We had to change things up. We will get to your frigid temperature in just a moment, but first we had to boost traffic up because we got some serious incidents.
Yeah, we had a shutdown of 270 northbound. That is huge. That impacts thousands of people very, very quickly this morning. The newest information is that MoDOT just reopened one lane, and it looks like as that fire truck pulls away, we might have a second lane reopening as well. But you'll also see there in the distance some tow trucks getting in position. We saw at least 5 or 6 vehicles involved in this crash, 270 northbound between Manchester and Clayton Road. So even though they're reopening one lane, I would still avoid that stretch of 270 because this backup is still so extensive and there's still a lot of cleanup to do. In fact, when we even go through this MoDOT camera view at Doherty Ferry, it's still a massive backup there. At least I would get off at Doherty Ferry, if not before then. Despite all that, MoDOT's still saying that they expect this to clear in 10 minutes. We'll continue following that because I think that is unlikely. So I'd still avoid that stretch. We'll hear from Mark Griffin in just a moment. But again, you can see just north of 44 through 64, that's that stretch of 270 that's going to be impacted. The other big traffic story this morning is in Illinois. It's on 55 southbound, 70 westbound, and a 6-car crash right at Exchange, which is near Illinois Route 203. That backup extending to Illinois Route 111. Our Drew Mitchell is still on that scene monitoring that. He'll let us know when that clears, but we saw 6 vehicles, including a flatbed truck that had just rammed into each other bumper to bumper there. Looks like only one lane there open as you approach the downtown bridges. Mark Griffin has been helping with our team traffic coverage of that closure of 270 northbound, and something that really caught our attention, Mark, was how difficult it was for first responders to get through that backup because of the snow built up on the shoulders.
Definitely an issue, Paige, right now this morning. I have my camera, I have the extender lens on my camera now, which allows me to get in close to give you that view of, yes, now we do indeed have 2 left lanes open here. Previously, in the last hour or so, we had been down to the entire highway shutdown. This is 270 northbound, north of Manchester. I'm going to go back to my regular view of the camera here, flip it out there, and you can see this backup as 5 lanes try to funnel down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lanes try to funnel down into just 2 here on northbound 270. I'm going to widen out here so you can see just how far back this extends. This 5-vehicle accident shut down the highway. And the issue you mentioned, Paige, very much a real one. First responders trying to get to the accident scene to clear it. I'm going to take you over here to the side of the road. You can see that single white line on the far right there. That is where the shoulder begins. The shoulder's still covered with snow. That's important because typically the tow trucks, the first responders, will use that shoulder to get to the accident scene. It was not possible this time, but what happened as the tow trucks came through, 3 of them in the last 15 minutes or so, those cars sort of made a lane for those tow trucks to go by. You can see as I'm going to come back over the top of this semi, that lane that they created so that first responders could get through. Because of that action by the drivers letting those cars through, or rather those tow trucks through, we do now have 2 left lanes open. Again, you mentioned this is scheduled to clear in 10 minutes. I agree. I think that may be a little ambitious, but right now at least we have some improvement. Your best way around this, again, 141 or Lindbergh. If you haven't left your home, if you're listening to us on the app on the drive in, get off on Doherty Ferry, take Dallas up to 64. Paige.
All right, Mark, and we are also working with State Highway Patrol to learn more about those involved in the crash and how many injuries. Our coverage of that part will also continue this morning. For now, over to Matt Chambers with your forecast.
Paige, thank you. I would imagine even once they get all those lanes open, there's such a backup now that it's going to take some time to clear. So we know you'll keep us in the loop. Appreciate that. On the weather front, let's throw everything we've got at this one. The hat, the gloves, the scarves. Let's cover up as much exposed skin as possible. You're talking single digits in a couple of spots north of I-70. We're below 0, gang. It's -3 in Litchfield right now, 7 in St. Louis. Sullivan checks in at about 10. Centralia and Salem around 6 and 5 degrees respectively. Just a couple of high thin clouds around. That's not going to slow you down on the roads this morning. Make sure you get the sunglasses though. That reflection off the snow is going to be bright once that sun comes up. Only 7 degrees downtown. Thankfully not much wind. What little wind there is knocking the wind chill below 0 in a few spots. But basically what you see right now is what you're going to get over the next few hours. Light north breeze, so thankfully limited wind chill, but who cares, right? It's cold enough without it. And then highs this afternoon only in the mid to upper teens, partly sunny skies. Might be a couple of flurries around here and there. The top wind chill this afternoon only between 5 and 10 with winds out of the north at 7 to 12 miles per hour. Claire Moe, when I come back in a few minutes, we'll talk more about this. Tomorrow morning's a first alert weather day because look at these wind chills, dangerously cold. I'll show you how long it sticks around in a few minutes.
All right, we'll chat again soon, Matt. Thank you. Well, within the next few hours this morning, federal investigators are expected to be at the site of a helicopter crash near Sullivan.
Yeah, multiple people were injured in that crash. Our Taylor Holt joins us live here in studio this morning. She's got the latest developments. And Taylor, this is not the first time we've seen a crash like this just within the last year.
Yeah, that's right, Mo. This actually marks the second time within the past year we've seen a situation like this here. And this morning, beginning at 8, the FAA will be on scene to determine what caused the chopper to go into the Merrimack River yesterday afternoon. Now, giving you some perspective of where this happened, the chopper went down near Merrimack State Park, which is near Sullivan, down I-44 in Franklin County. And that's about an hour away from St. Louis. Sullivan's Fire Protection District sharing these photos with us. We know 4 people were injured in that crash. Officials tell us there were 3 Missouri Department of Natural Resource employees inside, along with the pilot. We're told they were conducting an ecological survey of Merrimack State Park when they reportedly struck a power or phone line.
All 4 members have minor injuries, thank goodness, and they self-rescued themselves out of the crashed helicopter, made their way up to a roadway, were picked up by a passerby, transported here to the visitor center where awaiting ambulances were.
Again, this is the second time in the past year where a helicopter has hit power lines in our area. You may remember last August when 2 people were killed. That was after this helicopter tail hit a power line in Alton, causing it to go down in the Mississippi River. Inside that chopper were a pilot and linemen who were working on the lines over the river there. And we will continue to follow this story very closely. Our crews will be here in Sullivan throughout the day, working to bring you the very latest, Claire.
Yeah, just so amazing and grateful that, I mean, they walked away from that helicopter crash, those 4 individuals yesterday. Well, the punishment phase continues this morning in the trial against this man who was found guilty last week for the deadly shooting of a Hermon police officer back in 2023. Ken Simpson was found guilty last weekend, and the closing portion of the penalty period happens today. So this is when the jury hears testimony from both sides before deciding whether he will face the death penalty or spend the rest of his life in prison without parole. We will be following this case. We'll let you know of any developments here on air and in our streaming apps.
St. Louis Metropolitan Police officers could soon see a bump in pay after the decision was made by the Board of Police Commissioners, but that boost could come at the expense of giving other city workers a raise. Mayor Kara Spencer says police officers deserve raises, but she also noted that other city workers should also see a bump in pay as well. So now the plan to give them raises is being delayed due to issues with the move made by the Police Commission. So now Mayor Spencer worries that the decision could actually have a major impact on the budget.
We can all agree that our workforce is underpaid, and we have got to find ways to pay our workforce better. But these decisions can't be made in a vacuum.
One of the driving factors behind the bump is to keep the St. Louis police salaries competitive with other areas. We looked at documents and we're seeing that officers made nearly $75,000, but in St. Charles County, police make an average of $77,000 a year, with Florissant paying their officers around $78,000. In Arnold, in Jefferson County, the average salary is $96,000.
You may not know this because it's been so cold around here lately, but our normal highs, our average highs are starting to tick upward. Wouldn't it be nice if our actual highs did the same thing? Well, next week, we're going to start to feel a difference. Some high temperatures above the freezing mark, eventually some 40s on the way. But before we get there, got to push through more Arctic air this weekend. We'll talk you through it coming up in your full forecast.
And coming up, I'm live out outside the St. Louis Zoo to talk about where the wild things go during the winter months.
And ahead of tomorrow's First Alert Weather Day, make sure you have our weather app handy so you can get updates on the forecast right to your phone. Scan the QR code on your screen and turn on push notifications for the latest.
And 270 northbound still impacted by a multi-vehicle crash, only 2 lanes getting through. Plus, we just got new information from state troopers about those involved. Our coverage of this crash, as well as the one in Illinois approaching the downtown bridges, continues when we return.
During this winter storm, First Alert 4 stayed on, streaming live for free to keep you safe.
Well, yeah, they're definitely worsening.
Travel conditions not ideal is putting it mildly.
For fast local updates, Steve Templeton and the First Alert 4 weather team are always on.
Stay off the roads. This could be a life-threatening situation if you slide off into a ditch.
Download First Alert 4 for free wherever you stream.
We'll be here for you and make sure you stay up to date, stay prepared, alert, and safe.
Life isn't meant to be lived in one place. It's meant to be explored, make memories, discover new roads, and reconnect with the people who matter most. Whether it's a quick escape or the adventure of a lifetime, there's an RV built for your journey. Find yours from St. Louis's most trusted dealers at the STL RV Travel Show, January 30th to February 1st at the Americas Center.
My best friend Jenny came over for coffee, said it's cold enough in here to play hockey. Well, my furnace broke and it's already late. Call Jerry Kelly cause they're open till 8, JerryKelly.com. They'll be here quick and have you feeling good, JerryKelly.com. Cause your furnace will be running like it should. They're certified technicians, I've been told. Will help you when it's hot and help you when it's cold, JerryKelly.com. They're fast and they're good and they got it going on, JerryKelly.com.
Hurt in a car crash or hurt at work? Call Brown & Brown now for a free case review. Our team will represent you free from upfront charges. We only receive a fee when we win your case. Call Brown & Brown now. You'll be glad you did.
I was diagnosed with neuropathy when I was in my 50s. My body completely fell apart. It came to a point I could no longer even feel my feet. It was 25 years of going to this doctor and that doctor, and the results were the same. I'm pretty skeptical to try a new approach with Dr. Weber, but I gotta tell you, the results was life-changing. He's very professional. He knows what he's talking about. I give him all the credit because degenerative neuropathy, my life has changed.
Amini's is growing. Our new fulfillment center brings you the biggest warehouse moving sale. Yes, the biggest. Save up to 50% on traditional and infrared sauna, saltwater hot tubs, and outdoor furniture. It's our huge warehouse moving sale. This is Amini's.
Sunny Hill invites everyone to enjoy Sunny Hills Adventures, Missouri's top destination for conservation, recreation, and exploration. Located just 30 minutes from Metro St. Louis and Dittmer, Missouri, our destination has been the choice for people since 1978. Now you can rent Sunny Hill Adventures, a fully accessible experience year-round for your special event. From company team building to youth sports camps to wellness retreats, Sunny Hill Adventures provides everything you need. Find your adventures today. For more information and to make your reservation, visit sunnyhilladventures.org.
Breaking traffic news, an incredible update just in the last 10 seconds. MoDOT now fully clearing what was a complete shutdown of Interstate 270. Yes, all 6 lanes had been closed because of a crash involving 5 or 6 vehicles. But literally during that commercial break, as it was wrapping up, we just saw the final MoDOT vehicles clear that scene. So all lanes now reopened northbound between Manchester and Clayton Road. Now, with that being said, there is still a huge backup. I mean, if you look at the camera to the south, here's the view at Doherty Ferry, still a parking lot back there. So there's still a lot of people who had been sitting and waiting that are going to have to funnel through that. We also have new information about that crash. Missouri State Troopers telling us at least 2 people were transported to the hospital with injuries as a result of it. The other big traffic story this morning is in Illinois. A 6-car crash on 55 southbound, 70 westbound, right at Exchange. That's Illinois Route 203 nearby. Our Drew Mitchell still on that scene, and he drove by earlier to record this video and show us the 6 vehicles that were involved in the left lane, and you see them tail to front bumper there, including a flatbed truck, at least 6 cars involved. Now, he did say that a tow truck had arrived on scene. In the meantime, it is still slow on that approach to the downtown bridges. Let's get back to Mark Griffin, who was stationed at that crash scene at 270. Mark, I was shocked to see how quickly they reopened the other 3 lanes there.
I agree, Paige. I tell you what was really interesting. Right before we went to commercial break, they opened that 3rd lane. You and I talked about, oh, good, we have 3 lanes going through now. And then before the end of that commercial break, all lanes were open. That is great news. First responders doing incredible work in this just bitterly, bitterly cold atmosphere out here. You can see now all 6 lanes getting through on 270. The view I'm giving you is from the J.J. Kelly overpass in Des Peres. As I widen out, you can even start to see some spaces between cars. Obviously, this is going to take a while for this backup to clear all the way back to Doherty Ferry. So good news. It's about time. I would say if you're leaving the house in the next 5 or 10 minutes, go ahead and take 270 again. You'll still find some pockets of slow going, but right now, the great news to report, all lanes open on 270 northbound.
This is also very good news for Mark Griffin because it means he can get back in his car in the heat and drive elsewhere. You can hear, Matt, you know him really well, that it sounds like his mouth's a little cold.
Well, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Temperatures are in the single digits out there. I'll tell you, everybody in this studio right now, to a person, would have lost the bet on how quickly they were able to clear that scene. That is really remarkable. Here's a first alert on what comes next weather-wise. Single-digit low temperatures this morning, tomorrow morning, and again Sunday morning. Then we can start to talk about some moderating temperatures. The coldest of this entire stretch is going to be about 24 hours from now. Saturday morning, make your weekend plans accordingly. These will be the coldest wind chills. St. Louis probably around -10 to -12, the way things are shaping up right now. Some flurries or light snow also possible second half of the weekend. Thinking later in the day on Sunday, I don't think this amounts to a whole lot. I would not at this point anticipate any kind of travel impacts out of that. Right now, we got some sunshine trying to break out here in the, or at least eventual sunshine once that sun comes up. 7 degrees here in O'Fallon, Missouri. It is cold out there, gang. The good news is, look at this, 7 in St. Louis with a wind chill of 7. 5 in Chesterfield with a wind chill of 5. What does this mean? It means there's basically no wind out there to be had. The only exception, north and south. Litchfield way down to -3. Feels like -17 degrees there. Sparta's at 8, but it feels like -2. So there are a couple of spots where it feels like below 0 this morning. Let's make sure we're layered up, and certainly layering up the kids as we send them out to the bus stop this morning. 17 is my forecast high today. There might be a few flurries falling from some streets of cloud cover out there with wind chills winds topping out this afternoon around 5 to 10 degrees. North flow at 7 to 12 miles per hour. Still in the single digits at 9 a.m., barely in the double digits at noon, and then up to about 15 by 5 p.m. But notice around evening drive time, don't be surprised if you see a couple of flurries. If it starts to impact travel, let us know, because that is not expected. Now, here are the brutal numbers. This is the harshest cold we have in the next 10 days. Tomorrow morning's wind chills generally 10 to 15 below zero. Some spots potentially even colder than that. The actual temperature on Sunday morning will be just about as cold as tomorrow morning, but without the wind. All right, so it's not a first alert weather day on Sunday, but it is on Saturday because of that number right there. A low of 4, but it feels like minus 12. And then we're back up to about 18 tomorrow afternoon, a similar day to today with a wind chill of about 5. Another very cold start on Sunday morning. I don't want to downplay that, but look at the minus 12 wind chill tomorrow morning compared to minus 2 on Sunday morning. That's a difference, all right, a pretty significant one. So notice the red shading here. First alert weather day in play overnight tonight and into the first half of the day on Saturday because of the potentially dangerous cold. There could be a cold weather advisory issued for parts of our viewing area overnight. Nothing official to pass along on that front just yet. Remember what I mentioned about the light snow chance Sunday afternoon, but it's a low chance and it looks very light, so not overly concerned about that. Just don't want you to be taken off guard by that. 36 on Monday, 36 again on Tuesday. Let's keep an eye on late Tuesday into Wednesday. Chance of a wintry mix there, maybe changing over to some snow before temperatures really do rebound nicely. We get some 40s on the board for the first time in recent memory for sure by Friday of next week. Meteorologist Chance Gotch is live this morning out at the St. Louis Zoo with something really interesting a lot of us might take for granted. What happens to all those animals, Chance, when it is this bitterly cold outside?
Yeah, Matt, that is a great question. A lot of people wonder, do they ship them somewhere else that's a little bit warmer if they can't handle it? Well, I actually had the opportunity to talk to Cinnamon Williams here, who's a curator at the St. Louis Zoo, to find out more in depth about where those animals go and what the extra work looks like to keep them warm.
Each one of our animals has a bedroom, we like to call. And in those holding areas, when those temperatures are really cold, even when the temperatures are really hot, they have access to those areas. So we will close them into their nice warm buildings, and they're warm throughout the whole winter time.
The St. Louis Zoo keeps animals on site and increases the diets and bedding materials for many of the animals, including grizzly bears and leopards, to help the animals stay warm and ready for the bitterly cold temperatures like what we're seeing right now. Now, many animals are used to this winter climatology, enjoy the cooler temperatures, but for the animals that aren't so used to these conditions, they're always given the option of a warm enclosure to go into. This means during the bitterly cold days, not all animals will be out and about to be seen. Now, on top of all this, Cinnamon Williams tells me that from about 40 degrees to 45 degrees is whenever most of the animals start to come out and about a little bit more often. So you're maybe a little bit on the colder side, but still got something to do. The good news is there's a lot of heated enclosures here for you to still see plenty across much of the area. Chance Gotch, First Alert 4.
All right, we'll button up when we head out to the zoo next time for sure. Thank you very much, Chance. All right, folks, don't forget to stay with us after we wrap up here in about 9 minutes at 7 o'clock. Yeah, you can check us out on First Alert 4 on streaming coverage. That'll be from 7 until 8. You can check it out on First Alert 4 News app and also go to your smart TV.
Okay, so what Mo's talking about is whether you prefer Roku, Fire TV, or Apple TV in regards to your smart TV. We are there with you. We are there at every option every weekday morning from 7 to 8.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've battled against insurance company giants, and we've won a lot. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
On today's Great Day, Hell's Kitchen is on stage at the Fabulous Fox, but tune in for a performance by one of the stars from our stage.
Plus, it's Film Friday, so what's out in theaters now? What's to come in the next month? We'll sit down with a movie expert today at 9.
Jim Butler, the Kia Powerhouse, needs your help. In the next 3 weeks, we need to sell 250 new Kias. That means every vehicle has extra savings. Tellurides, Sorrentos, Sportages, Carnivals, you name it, we've marked it down. Shop now during the Get Them Gone sales event at JimButlerKia.com.
This is Window Nation. Incredible window options for any budget.
This old house has great character, but in winter, it's like an igloo. So I checked out Window Nation. They had so many custom fit options that didn't break the bank. Now, my windows are perfect fit and my home's toasty warm. But I do need a home for all these old sweaters.
Go to GetWindowNation.com and right now, buy 4 windows, get 4 free.
The reviews are in. Sunset Hills Subaru is #1 in the hearts of our customers.
A wonderful experience, attentive staff, good selection, and laid-back atmosphere. Very happy with my purchase.
The entire Sunset Hills team made the purchase simple and stress-free, and our daughters loved the dealership dogs.
Your belief in our way of doing business has made us #1 in sales.
Wonderful new car buying experience at Sunset Hills Subaru. I was treated with respect. Love my new car.
See for yourself why more people are joining the Sunset Hills Subaru family.
At JBL Financial, we're all about planning. But we never forget that behind every plan is a person. So along with retirement coaching you can trust, you'll find the kind of personal service you can only get from a family with generations of experience. It all adds up to a better retirement. JBL Financial, the retirement coaches.
Announcing the Get Them Gone sales event at Jim Butler, the Kia Powerhouse. Help us and save big. 500 new Kias in stock. Tellurides, Sorrentos, Sportages, Carnivals, and we need to sell 250 in the next 3 weeks or else. Shop JimButlerKia.com.
Right now, 6:54 a.m., Drone 4, giving you a beautiful look right there. Powered by Renewal by Anderson, a high overhead view of Chaffetz Arena, where tonight it's the Billikens facing off against their rival, the Dayton Flyers. Sold-out game tonight after a last-second win over George Washington earlier this week. The Bills, listen to this, now 20-1 on the season, a historic moment for the program. 5 players averaging double digits. Tip-off tonight is at 7 o'clock. This game, yes, again, it is a sellout, but there are resale tickets available. Pretty good price. Tickets on SeatGeek this morning starting at $132 a pop, including fees. Courtside tickets just under $900.
Ooh.
Also tonight, Claire, it's going to be the Blizzard Whiteout for the Billikens. Everyone in white. So it's going to be quite a night.
All right, we need to clarify the clothes. There will not be a blizzard tonight outside.
Right. Got to get that straight. I don't want to be treading on match territory.
No, and we're not dealing with that when you press blizzard.
It's the clothes.
Did I miss something here? All right, final check of weather and traffic right after the break. Stay with us.
Do you want gig upload and download speeds for $50 a month? You got it. Really? Spectrum is offering fiber-powered gig internet for $50 a month. Want to double your speeds? Get 2 gig speeds for only $20 more per month. Just call this number and switch to Spectrum for the fastest and most reliable internet. Spectrum Gig Internet for just $50 a month. Or get 2 gig speeds for only $20 more per month. Call or visit spectrum.com/gig speeds.
Career struggle is real, but the grind is deep, my friend. You need my patented Surefire envisionment technique.
Rejected.
Hi, babies. Change your sad, boring lives into interesting and fun lives like mine using my psychicness.
Rejected. We reject 98% of the psychics who apply. Talk with the real deal. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Get closer to the magic than ever before. At Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Surge Party. Coming to Enterprise Center February 5th through 8th. Tickets on sale now. Visit DisneyOnIce.com today.
Life isn't meant to be lived in one place. It's meant to be explored, make memories, discover new roads, and reconnect with the people who matter most. Whether it's a quick escape or the adventure of a lifetime, there's an RV built for your journey. Find yours from St. Louis's most trusted dealers at the STL RV Travel Show, January 30th to February 1st at the Americas Center.
What has lasted 5,000 years was once almost lost. Now, the world awaits the divine culture's return. See it at least once in your lifetime. Shen Yun. Coming to Stiefel Theater, March 21st and 22nd. Get your tickets now at shenyun.com.
It's Watson's big wellness event. Home sauna starting at only $49 per month.
Upgrade your home with premium saunas from only $15.99. Plus, spas, massage chairs, and cold plunges are all on sale. And get up to 60 months interest-free financing, only at Watson's.
When you're injured on the job, you need more than just a workers' comp lawyer. When you need a fighter, you need us. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Breaking traffic news after our 5-car crash on 270 northbound at Manchester cleared. We have a new crash. This one involving a single vehicle, but it's closing the left lane. First responders still en route and the same area near Manchester. There's also still a huge backup 270 northbound because of that earlier crash. So expect delays heading out of South County northbound. And some good news in Illinois. This crash at 55 southbound 70 westbound at 203 has cleared. Drew Mitchell giving us this live picture where you can see all lanes now open, but once again, it'll take a few minutes before that backup clears out. Matt?
Paige, warmer weather is on the way, but we're going to have to push through a real biting Arctic air mass over the next couple of days. Only 9 degrees right now live over the central west end, but we'll be dry for the better part of the day. A couple of flurries possible this afternoon and evening, no big deal. Look at the temperatures versus the wind chill. Basically the same, so thank goodness this cold. The last thing we need are some gusty winds. We don't have them this morning. Unfortunately, we will tomorrow morning. So that low on Saturday at 3 or 4 degrees is going to feel more like minus 10 to minus 15. That's why Saturday morning is a first alert weather day. Then Sunday, we just start the warm-up up to about 30 after another cold start to the day.
Well, we got to go somewhere from where we were on Saturday, so
let's make it up.
Yes, exactly. All right, First Alert 4 on our streaming happening right now.
Get more news and weather from First Alert 4 on, streaming now.